for 16, Alex, real talk, I'm gonna be real, and I don't know how, because I'm not at the end of the game, obviously. My girl Jill, flawless, flawless Jill,
Yeah, perfect, Joe.
perfect Jill. Does she ever get to turn up a little bit more? Because I got to the arc where she's supposed to turn up. This is
What do
her
you mean by
time.
turn up? Like
This
in
is
your
her
like be in
time
your
to.
party?
I mean, she's always usually in my party, somewhat half dropping ice on people. Um,
Yeah.
but like, I feel like her as a character. Sometimes I want her to say more. She really is the support to Clive. She really is a support character.
I mean, you get a lot of her like motivations and her personality. I don't want to say personality, but like
but no, I think that's a good way to put it though. Like she's just like she's the very nice girl who kind of, some things happen to her. She
you have
has
to
a thing
like
that and I've gotten to this point
yeah.
where you go to a certain place to deal with some stuff that she got to take care of.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, that's part of the story that you're talking about right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you'll get like a little more context about just how she feels by doing side quests, because when you do side quests, you get like a letter to your chambers.
Yeah,
right?
I like those letters. Yeah.
Yeah, so she'll send Clive like a couple letters, and there's also like a side quest for your main characters at the end of the game. And then if you like finish those side quests, it's like, thank you, Clive, you're my best pal, or whatever, right?
I don't need these two to get married or anything. I'm just like, can y'all just, I don't know, anything. If
so
you
she's like, I don't know. I guess she's part of like, she's in the story, obviously. Yeah, you'll see more of her because you have to.
I guess it's just like, I guess if I think of like Tifa or Aerith or something, I feel like they just have a little bit more of a stronger personality and like a will. No, they have a stronger will of what they are trying to do as opposed to.
Oh, okay. Do you mean like her personality doesn't pop out that much?
She doesn't talk as much, I guess. Yeah.
Even when there's one time she did talk, like she said some stuff to Clive and she was saying stuff. I'm like, yo, let's go, Jill, let's go. And then another time she turned up, and then Clive had to come in and say, like, I'm right next to you, I'll be here. I'm like, shut up, Clive, not your time, bro. But no, she's a cool character. But it got me thinking for like that one section, and this isn't like a spoiler or anything, but. And it would have been insane if the dev team had the resources and time to do this. But what if they had made this game a dual protagonist game? As in, you play some parts as Clive and you play some parts as Jill.
Yeah, that'd be cool, actually. I agree.
Both of them have different weapons, and of course, maybe
different like abilities, right? Yeah.
Different ability. Yeah. So like, it kind of mitigates some of that. Or we take, and this is kind of weird, but you take that FF7 remake approach where you can actually swap between the two, like mid-fight. Like you can kind of bounce between them. Because I felt like playing as her during stuff that really involves her, like it just feels like you want to be Jill dealing.
Oh, you want to play as Jill, like for that one part of the story that you just did.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she has a bigger stake in the part of the story than Clive does.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can you only play as Clive?
Yeah, it's a single player. Like you literally only play as Clive. Yeah.
It's like FF15, like before the update.
It's like OG 15 egg. Yeah, it's it's like OG 15 but like worse actually, because there's at least in 15 there was like
I thought you were about to say better.
No. Because like in OG 15, before you could change your characters, you still had a party. You just like couldn't control them really, right?
Yeah.
But in like 16, it's you have companions, but you don't feel like they're helping.
You don't. It's weird. It's because it made me think about. We were talking about this last week. Like, so what does even Kingdom Hearts have over this as an action RPG? And I'm like, I can actually heal Goofy. Goofy can actually heal me. I can actually go in and set parameters like, hey, be aggressive, do this.
But like, it's good and bad because like in 16, like. I literally never have to worry about my party because I know they won't die. They can't die.
They can't. Sometimes it's funny when you get to see them like actually do stuff. And you'll be like, "Way to be here! You did it."
Yeah. So there'll be a ton of times like, or I'm done the game now, but like there was a ton of times when I was like in a fight and I was like rushing not rushing, but I was like running towards the last enemy. I'm like, I'm gonna like get the last blow. I'm gonna finish this fight. I'm gonna kill this guy, right?
Yeah.
And then before I get there, Torgal just like does a flip, and then the enemy dies.
Torgal, my
and I'm
boy.
like, oh, okay, cool, thanks, buddy. I'm like, oh yeah.
But it's really funny because I was doing some stuff, and so like, you know how there'll be a lot of enemies on the screen, and there's always like the main enemy, like the kind of commander unit kind of guy,
like with the stagger gauge, right?
Yeah. So I went and I attacked him, and oh boy, Jill and Torgal, they didn't come near me the entire time. I finished him. I turn around. Oh, y'all finished the rest of the fight. Good job.
Yeah, I actually do kind of like that. I actually do kind of like that because like a lot of the times it lets me focus on the actual enemy, and then like your party can just like take care of the trash ads that mob. you can just like, oh, like I'll leave those to you. I don't really need to worry about these. And I like kind of like that because it makes you feel like you're fighting a lot of enemies, but you're really actually only focusing on like the one big guy.
Big guy. Yeah,
and like once you're done that guy, the fight's over, and you're like, okay, we can move on now.
Yeah.
So I think like just to talk about the battle system a little bit, I know a lot of people on the internet are talking about like, oh, fights take a long time to finish, and I know what they mean, and I agree with them for some I agree to look a little bit with that, but like they only take a long time if you're not using your skills. If you're just like hitting square repeatedly, they take forever.
Even if you do, because I stagger these bad boys, and that's actually something that I'm going back to do now later tonight is I stagger these boys down.
That sounds hot, yeah.
But what I've realized is that I've got a lot of my stuff set up right now to be stagger oriented.
Yeah, I'm stagger. Like my build is like stagger then punish. That's all I am. Yeah.
But then I realized because I still only have 3 of the things.
You only have like 3 icons right now.
Yeah.
Once
so
you get like,
I'm looking for the damage homing because the 2 I have right now are primarily based in
stagger.
They're primary, like just naturally those are more stagger based things.
So your damage dealing will come, well, I guess with the last icon you get.
Yeah.
I don't know how big your limit gauge is, your limit break gauge, but
I'm
like
3.
I would put that at 4, like ASAP.
Yeah.
I
put
would get that to 4
immediately.
ASAP. Yeah, I would get that at 4 because like I don't know when you pop limit break, but I only pop limit break when an enemy was staggered. Yeah. And you get like 1.5 times damage.
I'm even thinking about using the what are those the things that rotate around you for just like smaller DPS damage.
You can do that. Yeah, I actually never touched that skill at all.
I saw someone using them, and I was like, because I looked at it, I was like, it it absorbs some damage. It does like 10 or 15 per hit, for a little bit. I think the activation time for me is just like he has to pop off, and it's just like. Are
you okay? Question, like how every icon has like one skill at the bottom that costs like a buttload to like purchase.
I finally purchased my first one.
Are you okay? Was it which one? Like the Phoenix one or?
No, I didn't do Phoenix first. I actually did. I did Rom first.
Okay,
and then
I bought that as well when I had it, but then I refunded it when I got some of the later icons. Yeah,
I realized. I know how this works. It's actually kind of cool how that one works. You need to lock on first, then use it. Because it only does damage to a single target.
It does it does damage to a single target. So when I was using Ramu, I would only use that skill for when it was staggered, and it was like I was fighting like a boss or something like that. But I refunded that one because the later I don't want to tell you which icons. You can probably guess who you get actually, but
there's only
there's only so many icons in the game.
There's only so many, and it also probably is like this person ain't gonna be here.
But like at the end of the game, I bought 2 of those like ultimate skills, and I was using them in the rotation. So one of those was for staggering, and the other one was for damage.
Do you know what's messed up is that I found out when I was looking, I was like, oh, I bought it. I bought that nice little ultimate skill. You can upgrade it.
Yeah, you can upgrade it. Yeah.
Oh hell no! It's even
more.
It's
a lot of points. It's a lot of points. But like like once you get to the end of the game though, like you have way more points than you know what to do with, and you're like, okay, I can get whatever fucking build I want. You can also refund skills because you're like, oh, I'm actually not using this skill. You can just refund it.
That's the best thing.
I
think some people are like, they got to have it all. I'm like,
no, you can just refund.
I just refund. I'm like, okay, I don't like this. I'm gonna refund this all the way, and then just play with what I like, and I think that's just a wonderful thing. There's like there's like good stuff they do in this game. A lot of it is like just really well done and really well presented and really digestible. Like everything is
So
really
like the main
yeah.
praise I get from people are like the scale of the fight is absolutely really impressive. I haven't seen the
The
game
boss
at all.
fights are so fun. The boss fights are insanely fun. Yeah.
Apparently,
Like
I'm
the
about to get to
scale of the
one.
boss fight, apparently you felt like this is an actual like fucking, you know, this guy's actually really big. Apparently, from my friend.
Yeah. There's one
But
of
I'm
the
not.
fights. I don't know if I don't think
I'm about to get
Adrian's
to it. I'm
yeah,
literally
Adrian's
like,
not there
right
yet,
next to
but
it.
that fight. By the way, man, that fight took me like 30 minutes.
Oh my god.
Should I turn performance mode or graphics mode on for that fight?
Well, I don't think it looks like that. I mean, it is really visually impressive, but it's a boss fight, so I would keep your frame rate as high as
keep
possible.
my frame rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
But the
turned
reason,
on.
I mean, I guess
yeah.
I won't tell you why, but it's a long fight. It's a long fight. Yeah. No, it's really cool. I mean, yeah, so like I said, I was using the Ramu spell a lot, but then once I got some of the later icons, I was like, oh, I really want this one instead. So I just refunded Ramu. It's not a big deal. That's why I like that game, because you're like, I'm going to experiment with this build. And then you like, I don't like it that much. And you can like just refund it and go back to whatever you're using.
But I'm excited to play this game in like a year on PC.
Yeah, I have to like wait a bit. Yeah.
I think you'll enjoy it. I honestly, like when I play this game, when I start popping off, I start doing the hand motions and stuff.
It's
start
so
like
satisfying.
acting like Clive.
Combat is so satisfying, honestly. Like, because like the game, there's dodges and there's parries and there's blocks, and like every time you do a successful like maneuver like that, you get like a visual feedback because the game kind of slows down a little bit, and also you get this nice satisfying like clank sound. Like, yeah, you get a nice like sound effect, and you're like, fuck, I'm such a badass. Like, you feel so good.
It really is good, and especially when you aim for it too. Like when you're like, oh, I'm going for this parry right here.
Yeah.
Because they a lot of these enemies ahead, they have like Elden Ring attack.
They have huge tells too. Like the wind ups, the tells are so like telegraphed that like when an attack is coming, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna fucking parry this guy, and then you do, and you feel like so good at the game.
Like, we did this.
Yeah, there's a one of the later icons you'll get like really feeds off dodges. So if you can like dodge a lot of the attacks, it'll feed this gauge, and you can just unleash like a huge like counter attack. It does so much damage. So
man, I can't wait to get there. Now I also realized that Clive is a Kratos, man. Go on and be with your brother Kratos. Go kill God stuff. Go take their powers like Kratos.
I cannot wait to wait for like 2 years for that game.
I wonder if they would ever do DLC for the game, because I think Yoshi P might have said, I heard in an interview, so I heard from Reddit, so it might even be even real, but like he was like, maybe we might want to do DLC where you play as Sid, and I'm like, oh, that'd be cool actually.
That would be. I mean, they can literally do like Sid's previous like
before you meet up with Clive or whatever, right? Yeah.
And someone was also telling me, I think it was Ruin in my chat. He was like, man, it'd be cool if they had this summon. And I'm like, oh, that would be cool if they had this summon or that summon. There are
some summons that aren't in the game.
Chocobo?
Sorry, what?
Fat chocobo?
Is there a fat chocobo in this game?
There's no fat chocobo. There are chocobos though, but like not fat ones.
DLC.
No.
Fat chocobo.
You know, fat chocobo from FF7 remake. That was like pre-order.
Oh, that summon?
Yeah.
That'd be so funny if that was an icon in the game. Like, there's a fat chocobo domin. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
They need to do that.
That'd be so funny. Some dude transforms into fat chocobo.
I feel like I know who it would be too. It would be
like Goots.
It would
Fucking
be Goots. It would be Goots.
Goots.
It would be Goots.
Fucking Goots.
Well, we're gonna make like fat.